The shocking reality of narcissistic mental games. How they can break even the strongest among us. Hi there. Today we're going to talk about some important things to know about people with a personality trait called narcissism. It's not to say that all people with this trait are bad, but we want to help you be aware of some warning signs that can help keep you safe and successful. Narcissists have some common characteristics that we should be aware of. They think a lot about themselves, they may not always tell the truth, and they have trouble feeling empathy for others. Sometimes when we first meet a narcissist, we might feel really good about them. We might not notice their flaws because they seem so great at first, but over time, we might start to feel like we're just a pawn in their game. Just because someone seems great at first, it doesn't mean they always will be. We should pay attention to warning signs or red flags that can tell us if someone might be a narcissist. For example, if someone always talks about themselves and never asks about us, that could be a red flag. Or if someone lies a lot or seems to have trouble caring about our feelings, that's another red flag. If we notice these warning signs, it's important to be careful around the person. We can try to limit our interactions with them, or even end our relationship if we feel like it's not healthy. It's always okay to say no to someone if we don't feel comfortable around them. Regrettably, it seems that all hope is gone. However, we can help you prepare by giving you some background knowledge. We've highlighted some of the most common tactics used by narcissists to manipulate you and help you deal with them more effectively. This is a typical example of gaslighting. The term gaslighting is undoubtedly familiar to many victims of domestic violence. Narcissists frequently possess the ability to deceive others. To avoid confusion, let's define gaslighting. Using psychological manipulation, the target is led to question their own sanity. No matter how securely you lock the door, the narcissist will always find a way in. As a result of your inability to understand what they are doing, you are labeled as either foolish or immature. It's such a relief that you couldn't rely on them. Even though you know you didn't lock it, you insist on believing otherwise. They'll always insist that you're completely innocent and blame the whole affair on them. To maintain their sense of superiority, narcissists are skilled manipulators who will make you doubt your own sanity. It wouldn't be unusual for them to attempt to twist the narrative in their favor to make you look bad. They drew you into this by spreading a lie about you or accusing you of saying something you didn't. The following one necessitates some preparation ahead of time. The aim of narcissists is to make you feel responsible for their problems. People frequently feel better about themselves mentally by taking out their anger on someone else. They will normally do this by convincing you that you are entirely to blame for the issues at hand. As a result of your actions, others may tease, reprimand, or even become angry with you. You have to admit that a multi-stage evaluation procedure is indeed being used. Their third and final point is that they will make you feel even worse about it. Narcissists frequently try to control others by making them feel terrible about themselves. Their objective is to make you completely emotionally dependent on them, and they use your emotions against you. They keep going on and on about how everything you've done wrong in their eyes is done intentionally, so that the other person will have a valid grievance against you or feel entitled to something. The gentle manner in which the fourth one is treated makes her very endearing. We've all done it. We turned our backs on someone to express displeasure, anger, or disappointment, even if it wasn't someone in our own group. A narcissist, on the other hand, may exhibit similar behavior but with entirely opposite goals in mind. The silent treatment is a manipulative technique used to devalue the target's feelings and self-worth. Those who struggle with low self-esteem shouldn't have to go through life alone. You have zero worth without them. They will randomly stop talking to you, and you will have no choice except to grovel and apologize for everything. For the fifth point, they claimed they were clueless. It's like putting your faith in a bad egg to trust a narcissist. Narcissists constantly put themselves first, even when things are at their worst. The trouble is that they won't admit they were wrong and are always ready with an excuse. They could act carefree and cheerful to mask their true evil aim. You'll hear people say they weren't awful people, just naive or innocent. As soon as you give them another chance and start to believe that they are a wonderful person who was wronged, they will stab you in the back again. Finally, being a victim is just a mask. I cautioned against the use of empathy as a weapon by narcissists, as this is how they exploit others. While most of us believe that helping less fortunate people is the right thing to do morally, A narcissist will take this as permission to exploit you. It's possible that they made a major mistake and you were hurt or insulted by them. Nonetheless, it's not your fault. Someone else should be responsible for carrying that burden. A narcissist will often try to take advantage of your generosity by claiming that the universe is unjust if you share your ideas. The seventh and final point caused everyone to explode in anger. When you refuse to satisfy a narcissist's demands, they may resort to violence. This reaction is similar to throwing a tantrum. If you refuse to give in to their demands calmly, they will become angry and resort to shouting and other forms of verbal abuse. They are always confident they are right, and everyone who disagrees with them must be horribly wrong and the enemy. You can't reason with them or put them in their place. Do you know anybody who exhibits these symptoms? If you think about it, do you currently interact with any narcissists? If so, understanding how narcissists function is essential to protect yourself from the abuse that will inevitably come from such a person. Once you learn to see through their deceptive tactics, narcissists will usually stop trying to control you. They don't see your worth until they have you under their thumb. Don't put more pressure on yourself than is necessary. When you've done all you can think of to avoid the narcissist, they have no more leverage over you, and their manipulative mind games become pointless. Diagnosis is something that should only be done by a skilled medical doctor or other certified specialists. Even if two people share some narcissistic traits, that doesn't make them the same. I hope that this video has been informative for you. Thank you for the likes and shares. Subscribing will keep you informed of any new posts. If you're interested, you can also view my other videos. I wish you the best of luck in your day.
So guys, it's time to summarize today's video. Narcissism is a personality trait that is characterized by self-obsession, a lack of empathy for others, and a tendency to manipulate others to get what they want. While not all people with this trait are bad, it's important to be aware of warning signs that can help us stay safe and successful. One of the most common tactics used by narcissists is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation technique that makes the target question their own sanity. Narcissists will use this technique to maintain their sense of superiority and make the victim doubt their own perceptions of reality. They may twist the narrative in their favor or make the victim feel responsible for their problems. Another tactic used by narcissists is the silent treatment. This is a manipulative technique used to devalue the victim's feelings and self-worth. Narcissists may randomly stop talking to the victim, leaving them feeling helpless and alone. They may also use the victim's emotions against them to make them completely emotionally dependent on the narcissist. Narcissists may also use the victim's empathy as a weapon against them. They may exploit the victim's kindness by claiming that the universe is unjust if the victim doesn't share their ideas. This can leave the victim feeling guilty and responsible for the narcissist's problems. If we notice these warning signs, it's important to be careful around the person. We can try to limit our interactions with them or even end our relationship if we feel like it's not healthy. It's always okay to say no to someone if you don't feel comfortable around them. In order to deal with narcissists more effectively, it's important to be aware of their tactics and to set boundaries. We should also try to avoid getting caught up in their games and not allow them to make us doubt our own perceptions of reality. Well, this is everything about today's video. If you are interested in learning more, there are many other videos on my channel regarding narcissists. You can learn the steps to recovering from abuse and moving on to a life of contentment, self-reliance, and freedom. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video and have a nice day.